The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the worn wooden table. Around it sat 3 figures, each lost in their thoughts, the silence broken only by the crackling fire in the hearth. The eldest, a grizzled man with hands like gnarled roots, stirred his soup slowly. Across from him, a young woman with eyes as bright as the stars above traced patterns on the tabletop with her finger, and between them sat a boy of 12, his gaze fixed on the dancing flames, his heart heavy with unspoken questions. It was a scene of quiet domesticity, a tableau of everyday life. Yet within this seemingly ordinary moment lay the seeds of a profound revelation that would shape the boy's understanding of love, sacrifice, and the enduring spirit of humanity. You see, the boy Kai had never really paid much attention to his father's hands. They were simply a part of the man he had always known, a fixture in his life like the roof over their heads or the warm hearth that welcomed them home each evening. To Kai, the hands had always been there, weathered, strong, capable. He had seen them mend fences, build furniture, and coax life from the stubborn soil of their small farm. But he had never really looked at them, never truly appreciated what they represented until that evening, when the firelight danced in his father's tired eyes and the silence of their home spoke volumes. As the soup cooled, the old man cleared his throat, breaking the silence that had stretched taut like a drumhead. His voice, rough with age and hard work, rumbled around him. "Kai," he began, and the boy's head snapped up, his ears pricked, listening intently. "Your mother and I have something to tell you." The young woman, who was Kai's older sister, put down her cup with a soft clink. She reached out, her hand resting lightly on the boy's shoulder, her touch gentle yet firm. "It's about your father's hands," she said softly. Intrigue sparked in Kai's eyes. He looked at his father, then back at his sister, a myriad of questions swirling within him. Why were his father's hands suddenly a topic of conversation? What was there to know about them, and why did it matter? Before he could voice his thoughts, his father spoke again. "Your grandfather," he began, his voice tinged with a hint of sadness. "He used to tell me stories about his hands. He said they were a map of his life, each line and scar a chapter in the book of his existence." A flicker of understanding crossed Kai's face. Maybe his father's hands were more than just hands. Maybe they held stories, memories that had shaped the man he had become. Encouraged by his son's interest, the old man continued. "I was just a boy like you. I would ask him about the stories etched into his hands. He would smile and say, 'Ah, these hands have seen better days, but they've also seen the best of times.' He would trace the lines on his palms, his eyes distant, as if reliving the moments captured in the creases of his skin." A wave of emotion washed over Kai. The realization dawned on him. His father's hands were not just hands. They were a testament to his father's life, a chronicle of his joys and struggles, triumphs and tribulations. Each mark was a silent witness to the story of his father's existence. The old man sighed, his gaze drifting to the flickering flames. "Your grandfather told me that when a man's hands tell stories, it means he has lived a full life. Stories can't be erased, you see. They're part of the fabric of life, woven into the tapestry of our existence. Some stories are joyous, some are sorrowful, but they all make us who we are." His voice cracked slightly, betraying the emotions that stirred within him. "These hands," he said, gesturing to his own weathered palms, "they tell the story of a farmer, a husband, a father, a man who loved the land and his family with all his heart." In the flickering firelight, Kai saw his father, not just as his father, but as a man with a past, with memories that had shaped him, with stories that had made him who he was. It was a revelation that brought them closer, bridging the gap between generations, between parent and child. But the wisdom imparted that evening did not end there. As the hours slipped by and the fire crackled softly, the old man shared more stories, tales of his youth, of his courtship, with Kai's mother, of the day Kai was born, and of the countless challenges they had faced together. Through it all, his hands were constant companions, silent partners in their journey through life. They had worked the fields, crafted furniture, and held his children close. Each movement, each touch was a testament to the enduring strength and tenderness of the human spirit. And as Kai listened, he began to understand that his father's hands were more than just a part of his body. They were an extension of his soul, a conduit through which he expressed his love, his hopes, and his dreams. They were a tangible representation of his father's character, a physical manifestation of his inner strength and resilience. With each passing moment, the bond between father and son deepened, strengthened by the shared stories and the silent understanding that had blossomed in the quiet of their home. It was a connection forged in the fires of experience, tempered by the passage of time and illuminated by the wisdom of a life well lived. As the night wore on and the fire began to dwindle, Kai looked at his father's hands with newfound reverence. He saw not just calluses and scars, but stories and memories. He saw the laughter and the sweat, the triumphs and the heartaches, the unwavering love and the quiet strength. They were a map of a life lived with purpose, a roadmap of a journey that had led to this very moment. And in that moment of quiet reflection, Kai understood that his father's hands were a legacy of love, of dedication, and of the indomitable human spirit. They were a reminder that life, in all its beauty and pain, was a story worth living, a tale to be cherished and passed down through generations. As the first rays of dawn crept through the windows, chasing away the darkness of night, Kai felt a sense of peace settle over him. The stories held within his father's hands had not only illuminated his past, but had also given him a glimpse into the future. He saw his own hands, younger, smoother, yet bearing the promise of stories to come. He knew that one day his hands, too, would tell tales of love, loss, joy, and sorrow, of dreams pursued and obstacles overcome. And in that realization, he found comfort and inspiration. He embraced his father, the older man's weathered frame stiffening slightly at the unexpected touch. "Thank you," Kai whispered, his voice thick with emotion. I didn't understand. I'm sorry." His father's arms tightened around him, his voice gruffed with affection. "It's all right, son. It's never too late to learn, to listen, and to love." As the day broke and the new sun climbed higher in the sky, Kai knew he had received a gift that day, a gift that transcended the boundaries of time and touched the very essence of his being. It was the gift of understanding, of empathy, and of the profound beauty that lay in the stories etched into his father's hands. It was a gift that would stay with him, shaping him, guiding him, and reminding him of the enduring power of love, family, and the stories that bound them together. So the next time you look at your own hands, I want you to remember the story of Kai and his father. See the hands that cradled you as a babe, that guided you as you took your first steps, that held your trophies and wiped away your tears. They are not just hands. They are storytellers, chroniclers of your existence, weavers of your memories. They are the silent witnesses of your life, the keepers of your history, the anchors of your identity. They are the hands that loved you into being and continue to love you every day. And if you found solace in this story, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let the quiet wisdom of a father's love resonate through the ages, touching hearts and reminding us all of the beauty that lies in the stories that shape us.